5. Alaska.
John McCain, hockey mom.
Kane Palin.
I probably shouldn't tell you this.
I am very pleased to introduce to you
Mr. Chairman,
Governor Sarah Palin.
I will be honored
Washington outsider.
to accept for Vice President.
Way outside the box pick.
How brilliant is this?
Reporters scrambling.
Usually the vice president campaigns in one area and the presidential candidate in the other.
Overflow crowds going wild.
Palin won thunderous applause.
I used to tell my campaign manager, I want to do events with Sarah.
McCain decided they should stay together.
The person they really want to hear from.
Why did I want to do that? Because of the energy.
5-point shift.
This type of energy.
Sarah Palin gets a tremendous amount of credit.
How about
She was Reagan.
She seems to have energized.
Home run for this ticket.
She energized our party in a way that I never could have.
She came onto the scene, and she was something new and different, and it revitalized the Republican Party.
The highest rated vice presidential debate in American history.
She is a different kind of candidate. She brings a different light.
I'm going to talk straight to the American people. We're tired of the old politics as usual.
Just really being herself.
She's genuine.
She was elected.
She really connects with people.
I love Sarah Palin. She has courage.
Willing to speak her mind and stand up for what she thinks is right.
Sarah Palin brings backbone.
The entrepreneurial, go-get-'em, fight the big guy spirit. She's the conscious of the conservative movement.
keeping people interested in issues.
She's making people think, and she's very popular, including with Trump.
Everything she believes in is what makes America great.
Governor Palin led the charge for the conservative movement to help people recognize we're not going to be pushed around by the establishment anymore.
She resonates deeply with people who believe that American life isn't chiefly about politics.
She's obviously one of the most influential people in the movement.
Nobody excites conservatives as much as she does.
She'll go down in history as changing the dynamics of politics.
My friends, we have come to the end of a long journey. I am very thankful to Governor Sarah Palin, one of the best campaigns I've ever seen. An impressive new voice in our party. We can all look forward with great interest to her future service. Thank you so much.
Do you think she's got a future in the Republican Party?
She can be an important voice in a faction in the Republican Party. It would be an extraordinary political recovery
Suppose
at
she
the moment.
changes her approach and comes back a couple months from now as a serious voice of cultural conservatism. Can't she do it that way? I think she can do it that way.
There is such a need to build up and fight for our state and our country, and I choose to fight for it. I'll work hard for and campaign for those who are proud to be American and who are inspired by our ideals, and they won't deride them. I will support others who seek to serve.
For more than 6 years, Governor Sarah Palin has led Sarah PAC to be one of the boldest conservative action committees in the nation, supporting underdog candidates who are leading the fight to restore America.
When Sarah Palin endorses somebody, it is huge. Sarah Palin saw that this was a race that we could win, and it was remarkable. She helped take us from a Wisconsin race to a national race.
It really infused our campaign with so much energy.
Sarah Palin's endorsement helped to cement that we were the conservative in the race.
She really just helped my campaign get off the ground.
She could retire, be perfectly comfortable, stay in Alaska, but she doesn't because she's worried about the future of the country. Conservatives really adore her and appreciate all her efforts, supporting candidates that are underdogs. She's very, very effective.
Sarah Palin jumped into the middle of a very contentious runoff, and it just created a wellspring of support. And it's an amazing impact. She was one of the very few people who actually had the courage to take a stand at that time.
Sarah Palin jumped in early and supported Rand Paul, Tim Scott, Marco Rubio, Nikki Haley, Pat Toomey, Deb Fischer, Jeff Flake, and myself. She can pick winners.
I was in a field of 9 in a primary, so to have Sarah's backing and support brought a whole new air to our campaign.
Her endorsement was just a real validator of my conservatism, and obviously it made news in every town across Nebraska.
I wanted her endorsement more than anybody else's. Keep in mind, I'm the only one in history who was pre-primary endorsed by Ronald Reagan. Sarah's endorsement was, in my opinion, equally important. I had two of the greatest conservatives in the history of this country endorsed me.
Her endorsement really made a difference. There were thousands and thousands of people who became more active in my campaign.
She really took a shot on our campaign, and no one else would. It grew national quickly, even in a blue state.
Governor Palin is not going to just put her name on anybody. Sarah Pack is the name that you want on your campaign.
It gave some legitimacy to my conservative credentials. It said this guy is a bona fide conservative.
We were running, I thought, a pretty good campaign, but when Sarah came in, the whole thing turned and people got excited about it.
She's had that same kind of force all across this nation, electing good people.
I would not be in the U.S. Senate today if it were not for Governor Sarah Palin. She is fearless, she is principled, and she is a mama grizzly. I give you Governor Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin stole the show at this weekend's CPAC convention.
She still knows how to fire up the conservative faithful.
She is a superstar, and she's used that to try to help get people elected.
The Republicans will take control of the U.S. House of Representatives with a net gain of 60 seats.
That energy that captured 60 Republican House seats, a lot of that came from her.
She dominated one more time.
And a lot of that momentum behind Rubio would be attributed to the Tea Party, Sarah Palin endorsements, and that idea.
She's really helping build a younger, youthful future.
It's not just me, it's so many Americans. These folks love this country. They want to make sure that we are handing the next generation the blessings of liberty, and that is why it's so important for people to get engaged.
Any PAC can write a check or run an ad. Few can inspire and motivate millions across the country like Sarah Pack can.
She is the one person that has taught every person in this state and this country what it means to use the power of your voice. Please help me welcome Governor Sarah Palin.
Thank you so much, South Carolina! My friend and a great conservative voice, not just for women, but for this country, the Honorable Governor Sarah Palin.
Always a pleasure to be back in the Peach State.
Sarah Palin understands those that are fed up with the intrusive government. In the very same way I plan on fighting corruption in this beautiful state of New Mexico. Woo, it's so good to be here! Thank you, New Mexico!
Palin says she is proud to throw her political weight behind Shannon as he campaigns for the U.S. Senate.
We're counting on you, Oklahoma! I am absolutely delighted to get to be here in Kansas. Your senator who knows what he's doing, we need him back.
Next United States Senator from Iowa, Joni Ernst.
You need that little jolt. You need some excitement to build, and she's done a great job in doing that.
It's really great to be back in Louisiana on the bayou. Rob and I, man, we are on the same page. He has actually fought for this country.
Governor Palin, thank you very much. We are very grateful for your support. You have inspired millions of us.
Alaska's former Governor Sarah Palin is endorsing Pete Ricketts.
It's just really humbling and an honor to have Governor Palin here to be able to endorse me and support me. It was absolutely exciting.
Thank you so much, and hello, Missouri.
Many say because of Palin, Steelman now has their vote.
We need fighters in Washington, D.C. Nebraska's contribution to that worthy effort has been sassed. I want to hear Texas, what's it going to be? The way they operate in D.C. or the way y'all get things done in Texas?
I think we're in a better position because of leaders like Sarah helping move our party back to the conservative side of the spectrum. I look at the quality of the candidates that are running. I look at the field, the issues that we're championing. There's no question that America's in better hands.
The power of Palin. Bottom line is still, she has clout.
The impact of Sarah Palin is still very strong.
Well, I'm not a member of the permanent political establishment.
Look how selfless she is, traveling all over the country, endorsing candidates, trying to get conservatives elected. In a lot of cases, she'll support an underdog regardless of what the outcome is, and in many cases, they win.
Nikki Haley, being considered the underdog, but she is a fighter, and she's a winner. I am proud to lend my support.
When Governor Palin came in the primary, that meant a lot. It gave a national presence. So she brought that focus to our race. She brought the excitement to our race. And to have her support there was very, very important.
My dear friend Ted Cruz from Texas, he was so far back, there wasn't even going to be a runoff. And Sarah Palin endorsed Ted, and the world changed.
I was at 2% in the polls. We didn't have a prayer. And at the absolute pivotal moment, Governor Palin came down to Texas. She stood with Heidi and me on that stage in her cowboy boots, standing and telling Texans, we can stand together, we can turn this country around. It transformed that campaign.
I liked being the underdog. I think I'd be disingenuous if I said otherwise. I've always been a fighter, so I'm used to being down on the mat. The governor's endorsement was a game changer. It wasn't just a shot in the arm. We had no arm. We weren't raising any money. No one was paying attention to us in Maryland. And I remember after that, money and support grew geometrically after that. The campaign, it grew national quickly, even in a blue state. Because now all of a sudden the media is looking at Maryland and that congressional district going, where did we miss this?
You know, I was still practicing full-time as a physician. We didn't have a campaign office. We had a little closet in my office, and we were there one day, and then Larry Hodge came in. He was a minister from Grayson County. And he said, what are y'all doing? And we said, well, we've been trying to get a hold of the Sarah Palin people. We'd really like to get her endorsement. And he said, oh, I'll take care of that. And he walked out, and we were like, sure, he's going to take care of it. How does he know Sarah Palin? So he went home and he wrote a personal letter to her, and sure enough, she read it, was moved by his letter, and called him up, and about 2 or 3 weeks later, he came in and said, we've got Sarah Palin's endorsement. You know, you run statewide, and millions of people vote, and you think this has to all be done by television, this and that. This was one individual taking it upon himself to write a personal letter to a famous person, and it may well have made the difference.
There's no question, when you have people that have been leaders of the conservative movement, like Governor Palin, who are willing to weigh in on your race and put their stamp of approval and transfer their credibility onto you, it is humbling.
Sarah Palin has grown the Republican tent, raising important new voices to the top of the GOP. Her perseverance and strength have been an inspiration for conservative women, and few have done more to support, honor, and elect conservative women than Sarah Palin.
All across this country, women are standing up and speaking out. You don't want to mess with the Mama Grizzly.
The Mama Grizzly movement is going to take over the country.
She is a patriot. She is a defender of freedom, and you don't mess with her. Governor Sarah Palin.
What we need is for you to stand up, GOP, and fight. Fight like a girl.
Having that endorsement meant a lot to me, and what a great time we had when she came to Iowa. We had a rally in Des Moines, and we had Governor Kay Orr, Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds, Senator Deb Fischer of Nebraska, and of course, Governor Sarah Palin. And it was fantastic having such strong conservative women all together.
The 5 of us were up there on the stage, strong conservative women who were supporting each other, supporting the values that we stand for. And then to watch Joni continue to campaign and build momentum and carry that primary was wonderful.
We need the fighters, no question about it. Joni Ernst is that person.
Republican Joni Ernst will beat Democrat Bruce Braley, thereby giving Republicans control of the United States Senate, dealing a major blow to President Obama's agenda in the final 2 years of his term.
That's huge.
Sarah Palin is the most popular. Her endorsement brings the most weight.
All 3 pro-life women in the U.S. Senate, Sarah Palin supported them.
Well, I was proud to have Governor Palin's endorsement. She's a strong conservative leader in this country, and it helped me very much in the primary.
Deb Fischer, Nebraska's so lucky to have her out there fighting for American values.
All Republican women governors, Sarah Palin supported them.
Arizona, you are fortunate to have Jan Brewer as your governor.
Sarah Palin announced her endorsement for Mary Fallin on her Facebook page today.
Your homegrown gal, born and raised here. Your next governor, Nikki Haley.
Her endorsement appears to have been the golden touch for previously unknown conservatives like Nikki Haley.
She would not be on the map but for Sarah Palin, and she's not the only candidate this year.
Alaska Governor Sarah Palin threw the full wattage of her GOP celebrity status behind gubernatorial candidate Susana Martinez.
New Mexico, you have a winner here. Anti-tax, anti-big government. You are so fortunate.
Many political analysts think today's endorsement will help Martinez.
Countless women who have run for office have been proud to have Sarah Pack's endorsement and take comfort in knowing that Governor Palin has their backs when the left goes after them, like they have her.
Former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin has endorsed Carly Fiorina in the California Republican Senate primary.
Carly Fiorina in California have taken some heat for that one. She's the real deal there in California, unabashedly proclaiming her common sense conservative values and principles and intentions. I'm going to take a stand and I'm going to call it like I see it.
I'm excited and honored to have received that endorsement. Women are half the nation. Women are 53% of voters, and so our party has to be as diverse as the nation we hope to represent. And so we need women engaged in the political process, running for office and persuading others to vote.
We are in a woman's time where women truly are going to rise up. Governor Palin, as little as she is a big, strong force to be reckoned with. It takes women like her to give women like me the strength and the courage to do what's right.
I hope many more will join the effort to help elect women to Congress, to Senate, and to governorships across this nation.
For Sarah Palin, it's not about the politicians, it's about people, we the people. She energizes in a way few others can.
We really like Sarah Palin. She speaks for us in a lot of ways. I think Sarah Palin's a good woman that has God and America in her heart.
She's family-oriented. She's very honest. She says it like it is.
Very nice, very kind to us, including our two small kids.
She has our soldiers in her heart, and we have her in our hearts.
She's awesome. Very nice lady.
Pretty down to earth.
We love her. She's a normal person, just like every one of us, and I like that because I'm a farm wife.
She is a mom. She knows how to balance work, life, and family.
I have a feeling for what she is and why she's so popular.
I'm shaking. It was just the thrill of a lifetime.
We were living off a bus. We have 3 little kids, and we're traveling the state and going town to town to town doing these town halls. And Governor Palin decided to endorse us, and then she doubled down on that by agreeing to come and do one of our rallies. The dynamism that she brought to the place was really special. The little kids that were there were a few special needs folks at the front of the rope line, and the way she fled right to them and threw her arms around them, the way she wanted to get to know people who were volunteering on our campaign. She just took the necklace off her neck and gave it to one of my daughters as a little memento. She made everybody feel special. She believes in the dignity of people. It was just so genuine. It was like a big hug for the 1,000 people who were there.
On a personal level, she's one of the most humble and down-to-earth people that I've ever met, especially in this business. She really is a sincere person.
When you see her in person, it's electric. She walked in the room and the place just exploded. Out of affection, just so many people that will come up to her and shake her hand, or for that matter, just reach out and touch her. She's a person that people want to meet. She's a person that people want to hear, and they're excited to be there. Everybody had a good time. I gave one of my better speeches according to my campaign because I was charged up. I really enjoyed just being around her. She's just fun to be with. The best way I could describe it, and I've used this word over and over again, and I'm sorry to do it, but she's electric. When she's in a room, all the difference in the world.
The last thing we need is Washington, D.C. vetting our candidates. Creating a government by, for the people. It means looking to our communities, our PTAs, our service clubs, small businesses, for people who are willing to lead.
I want to say thank you to all of the Sarah PAC donors that helped me take a seat that was Democrat and make it Republican and help us start a conservative movement in Washington, D.C.
I want to say thank you to people who are supporting Sarah. She is a major voice in America, and she needs our support.
I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Honestly, there's no doubt about it when you think about the impact that your contributions have had on reshaping America in a positive direction. Absolutely, without question, your impact has been huge.
The Sarah PAC donations and that money was money that would have never been there from any other avenue other than Sarah PAC.
Those $5, $10, $20 donations make such a difference. Believe me, I am someone who appreciates those greatly because Sarah PAC was involved in my race.
The people who are willing to write a check for $5 or $10 where it was painful to say, you know what, I'm going to give a few extra dollars that I have this month to a movement that I believe in.
Most of them don't have that money to send, but it's their way of being champions in the movement.
These are the people who will give 20 bucks, and it may be 20 bucks that they really have to scrape through to give. You are making a difference.
When I get a dollar bill from the elderly couple, and they write a handwritten note, says, I wish I could give you more, but this is all I have. You can't put a price on that.
That's the people that are making America great, the backbone of America.
You make a big difference, $1 at a time, one person at a time, one conversation at a time. Okay, $5 doesn't sound like a lot, maybe, but $5 multiplied many times can make all the difference in the world.
The thing I see with Sarah Pack is not so much behind a candidate or a party, they're behind the country.
On election night, I never thought that things would get as bad as they are today. Sarah needs people's support now more than ever.
We the people are the heart of Sarah Pack, and I just want to say thank you for fighting for my children, for your children, and for this country that we all love so much.
Alaska's first female governor.
The people were in charge.
Caught everybody by surprise.
The real one? Hi.
Basketball champion. Executive experience.
John McCain mentions her name. People leap out of their seats.
Sarah Palin has completely transformed the entire race, the Republican Party.
Challenge status quo.
One hell of a speech. The buzz around her.
Governor Sarah Palin.
The Mama Grizzly movement is going to take over the country.
To shake things up.
And I like that because I'm a farm wife.
She's really helping build a younger, youthful future.
She's definitely proved that she can be effective endorsing candidates. She dominated one more time.
We need loose cooking women in the White House.
There you go.
If somebody's going to hold Republicans in Congress accountable, it's going to be Sarah Palin.
She doesn't care about the old dogs in the party at all.
Out with the old, in with the new.
She would not be on the map but for Sarah Palin.
The power of Palin.
She's the future.
Next question. Yes, Tina.
No, it's Sarah.
Oh,
Sarah
sorry. Yes. Sorry.
She does things differently. She plays by her own rules.
And she says the work isn't done yet.
Lad, you may be able to take down a bear, but you're no match for a mama grizzly.